Welcome back to the channel, everyone. My name is Brad, and whew, are you as exhausted after that road trip as I am? West Coast games are just not conducive to us East Coast folk, and it started making me think that the West Coast teams have a severe advantage over the East Coast teams in that regard. But anyway, since you're here, go ahead and like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, get alerts anytime I post a video, and I got a question for everyone before we get started. Is it too early to put up my Christmas tree? Like, I was about to do it, it's sitting right here ready to go, and something stopped me. My head was telling me, no, you're gonna get flack for it, even though my heart was telling me, go ahead and do it. I don't know, I just like my Christmas tree. It creates a nice ambient feeling in the room, and it just kind of lifts your spirit. So comment below, tell me, is it too early to put that up? If it affects your decision at all, it's gonna be like right here in this area. But anyway, we have 2 games to cover, and we have a lot to talk about, so let's get to it. Caps win 4-0 against the San Jose Sharks, and ladies and gentlemen, that is a shutout. A back-to-back shutout for Samsonov, and I'm very glad to see that Peter Laviolette learned his lesson about always starting the goaltender who is coming off a shutout. Unless it's in like a back-to-back situation like between the San Jose and Seattle game, but outside of that, always start the guy coming off a shutout. But I loved this game, and I loved how much the crossbar contributed. Seriously, is there a salary cap hit for the crossbar contributing that much in the game? Whatever we would pay the crossbar, it would be undervalued, I guarantee. And even though the Caps didn't play their best season of the game, they were able to play good enough defensively to limit the Sharks, clogging up that neutral zone, not giving any momentum, while still putting up a couple goals of their own. Well, not just a couple goals, 4 goals, 2 for Sheary, 2 for Ovechkin. Love seeing Connor Sheary score that much. Sheary has had a much bigger role in this team, and it's so good to see him get plugged into more, such as the power play, and really capitalize and really take advantage and really contribute like we would like him to see. And what else can you say about the grade 8? That is his 743rd and 744th goal of his career. That's his 3rd power play goal of the season, first off the slapper from his office, and a partridge in a pear tree. Just keep climbing that ladder, Ovi. At this point, it doesn't matter if the Caps win, as long as Ovi scores. Foreshadowing our next game. Caps lose 5-2. Really, it's 4-2 with the empty net goal. 5-2 against the Seattle Kraken. Why did you have to lose to the Kraken in your first game ever? Oh, I really wanted this win. I wanted this win so badly just to be like, yeah, we're like all those other teams that are just laying it into the Kraken. But no, we had to give the Kraken one of their first handful of wins this season. Seriously, the Kraken only had 4 wins coming into this game. 4 out of like 18 games or whatever it is. They're only doing better than 2 teams in the entire league, and that's Arizona and Ottawa. Arizona, who I will remind you, Samsonov shut out last month. And as upset as I am about this game, and I'm very upset because we should have won this game, the Caps just didn't play. They didn't play for the first 2 periods. And we've seen this before where the Caps don't play for 40 minutes, and then they come out and they have a really good 3rd period, but it's not enough to come back and win a game. And as upset as I am about that, I'm actually quite content with this, and I'll tell you why. The Caps have played 7 games in the past 11 days, going back to the Detroit game where Fucale got his first shutout. Since then, the Caps have played 6 road games, 1 home game in 11 days, and all 6 of those road games were back-to-back, 2-2-2. And in those 6 games, Samsonov had 2 shutouts back-to-back, and also within those 6 games, the Caps had 3 shutouts total. The Caps came home in the middle of all of it, walloped the Pittsburgh Penguins, then went back on the road and took points in 3 out of their 4 games on the West Coast, winning 2 of them in regulation and overall pulling points in 6 out of those 7 games. That is a great stretch of games, 6 on the road, 1 at home. You can't ask for much better road trip than that. I mean, you could ask for a win in every single game, but if you can't win every single game, this is probably the next ideal situation. The only better that the Caps could have done in the past 7 games is not lose in overtime 1 game and win the final game of the road trip. Outside of that, the Caps did very, very well, and no Caps fan has any right to be upset at how the team played in the past week and a half. And to top it all off, Ovechkin scored in the game against the Kraken when the Caps ended up losing in regulation, so really it doesn't matter at all. And like I said earlier, as long as Ovechkin scores, it doesn't matter what happens to the Caps at the end of the day, and I'm only somewhat joking about that, but I'm mostly somewhat serious about that. So as much as it sucks to lose in regulation on the final game of this stretch, and as much as it sucks to lose against the Kraken, one of the worst teams in the league and the expansion team of the league right now, you gotta be happy with how the Caps have done in the past week and a half. Now the Caps get to come home for a couple games, they'll go away for a couple more games, no back-to-backs, and then they get to come home for a 4-game homestand. And yeah, we played Carolina in that stretch, and yeah, we got Florida a couple times in that stretch, but at least the Caps get to come home and get some normalcy back into their schedule, which after these 10:30 starts on the West Coast is very welcome. I haven't watched a game live since the Pittsburgh game. I can't stay up that late anymore. I'm old. I'm in bed at 8:30 every night. If you're staying up till 10 p.m. to watch the Caps play for 2.5 hours, more power to you. But for me, thank God for DVR. I'm just glad the Caps are going back to their normal 7 p.m. start so I can start watching hockey live again, outside of their random 5 p.m. start on Black Friday and a 1 p.m. matinee on Sunday. Thanks for joining me on this episode. If you liked the video, smash that thumbs up button for me. It does a great job at promoting the channel and helping recommend content to other Caps fans who might enjoy it. And if you enjoyed your time here, please consider subscribing to the channel. I would love to see you come back. And as always, Caps fans, let's go Caps!